This is Jacob from WUNDERSMACK. We have not only some of his new items, but kind of a first look at a brand new product that's paying homage to the Jungle Cruise and Adventureland.
Those are among my favorite attractions. And that's actually my plan, is to release the classic, what would be called e-ticket attractions.
Sure. Well, hey there, skips and skipperettes from all across the vast electronic wasteland known only as Internet Land, and welcome back to Tales from the Jungle Cruise. Now, today's going to be kind of an interesting and different episode. Many of you may, well, first of all, video is still happening. We'll try to make sure that works today better than the last time. Some of you may have seen about 6 or 8 months ago, I did an unboxing video where I unboxed a really cool model, paper and product cutout model of this gorgeous Jungle Cruise boat. And I had kind of struck up a little bit of a conversation with the creator and the owner of the studio behind those products. So I wanted to sit down with him. And this is Jacob from WUNDERSMACK. We have not only some of his new items, but kind of a first look at a brand new product that's paying homage to the Jungle Cruise and Adventureland. Some of his other items, we'll get some nice close-ups of all that. But Jacob, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, I mean, obviously, a lot of your art is Disney inspired. What's your personal connection with the parks? You Southern California kid?
Yeah, so I grew up nearby, and so we went to the parks every year, at least a couple of times a year. So, yeah, it's just ingrained in my memories, visiting there and creating early memories.
Did you now? I mean, you've got a couple pieces. Then you got Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise. And do you have a particular favorite thing from your memory from when you were young that kind of influenced you as far as, or it stayed with you as you were developing art?
Yeah, just well, actually, those are among my favorite attractions. And that's actually my plan, is to release the classic, what would be called e-ticket attractions.
Sure.
Yeah, so those are the ones, most people's favorite are those attractions. So
yeah, because I can actually see, I was brainstorming and thinking about, with the style of art that you do, which attractions would have a particular visual resonance. I think Matterhorn is the one that comes to mind most immediately, with the Yeti in the background and the bobsled and the rocks.
Yeah.
But there's 5 or 6 different things. I mean, the Tiki Room would be beautiful with the stacking.
Right.
So let's talk. I mean, do you have any? Is it formally trained art background, or how did you come into doing this style of art?
Yeah, I've been an artist my whole life since I was a kid, and did a stint in art college. Yeah, I've never stopped. And actually, it's what I do with my normal line of work, is multimedia design for larger clients. But this is kind of my own thing. I branched off and just kind of developed my own art where I get to say, I don't have to answer to management or anything, just to have fun with it.
Well, and it's both a creative and incredibly well executed. When I opened up the Jungle Cruise boat, the African Queen, the very first time, the things that struck me were, I mean, first and foremost, the fact that it had detail. When you have the all the way down to the guns and the microphone on the front of the boat, the smokestack, all the pieces were there, and it really fit together in a really positive way. And I had great feedback from everyone who shot messages about that unboxing video, and also very reasonably priced. So, and now has the reaction? How long have you been doing things commercially available for this kind of fan art?
Yeah, so about 4, going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
So it's been very exploratory. I didn't start off doing multi-plane style art. I started off doing illustration and decals, that kind of thing. And then I had actually made one of these about maybe 10 years ago. So I had tried it. Didn't work out. Yeah. So I ditched the idea. And then
is it partially that the technology for the cutting and the printing and all that has come so far?
No, I mean, yeah, it was available back then, but I just didn't have the solution in my mind on how to do it. So the way I was going to do these originally was they were going to be printed on kind of like clear sheets, put into a frame, and it just didn't look right. It was very murky when you looked through the panes. It didn't look clear. So the ultimate solution was to create art that was not covered by a frame, by glass, by panes, any of that. The solution was to be able to see through without any obstruction. And that's what I ended up developing and landing on.
And it's interesting because I think that makes it actually look a lot more 3D and a lot more, obviously it's kind of harkens back to the original cameras that they used when doing Bambi and Snow White, where you had the multi-plane field camera. This is really the same concept.
Yeah, that's what inspired it actually, was the multi-plane camera.
Yeah, so instead of the acetate, it's just got the different layers.
Exactly.
Well, it's amazing. So, I mean, do you have, let's say you had a big amount of time and resources. What's your project with this style that you'd eventually like to do? I mean, the first thing I thought of was pop-up books. I mean, these things look like they came right out of a pop-up book. But is there a piece or a concept that you'd like to do that's a bigger execution or a bigger concept?
Yeah, so one of the earlier ones I did was the Griffith Observatory. So I started doing larger frame pieces. So this same style art within a frame piece, and that did really well. And so I went to my next piece, which was based on the Haunted Mansion, and that was a frame about that large. It had over like 120 intricate small laser cut parts and a lighting system, a remote lighting system, and that did tremendously well. It did really well, but a lot of people wanted it, and it's just way out of the price range. I was pricing those like $500 to $700, and it sold, but I wanted more people to have access to the art. So I thought I need to scale it down and make it affordable, for the fans, And so I scaled down that version and ended up coming out with the Happy Haunts version, which is what you see today. But I do like, those are my passion pieces, the large frame pieces, the ones that take a lot of time and are super intricate, but I lose so much time to that. So,
well, and let's talk about the original Jungle Cruise boat that you had done. The look of it. I mean, first of all, why was there, when you designed it with both the original 1955 striped canopies and then the modern one, I guess which one has sold better is kind of a curiosity I've got.
It's about 50-50 split. It's right down the middle right now. But I've done polls and asked people, and it's about 75% prefer the classic version.
Old boats,
But that might be more of my audience that I have. I'm not sure.
You have that classic, but old school Disney audience.
Right, but as far as sales go, it's about 50-50 split.
Well, people can buy one of each.
People have. People buy both.
And that's at $50-ish.
It's about 45 to 50, depending. I sell it in a couple different places.
Well, I mean, I'm super excited. We're definitely going to, to do some close-ups of these to give people a really good feel on the unboxing side. Now, the new piece that you've got, what are you calling it?
The Congo Cruise.
Congo Cruise. It's a different assembly. So this one's already pre-assembled when you get it. Is there an assembly process on the new one? I was just reading a little bit on your notes.
Yeah, so I brought this one for you.
Okay.
You might want to open up real quick and you'll see how it ships. It ships flat. It comes in an envelope. It's basically the art shipped flat, and then there's the base.
Okay, so we've got a 6-layer base.
Right.
And then you've got your plastic sealed artwork. All right. So then all of your different layers are all on individual cards. Okay.
Yeah, you plug each one of those frames into one of the provided
slots.
Into one of the provided 6 slots.
Okay. Make sure your logo is pretty on the outside of it. We probably should have done this as I should have looked at this beforehand.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, to do a quick setup, you could just do it.
Yeah, I just want to set it in and just kind of get a quick feel for.
Yeah. The whole process takes just several minutes. You put the space, you attach these spacers on to each one of the frames, put the frames inside the base, and then you lock it at the back, and it's done.
Well, and I think the biggest thing that I wanted to see as on the recommendation side was is this something that everyone is going to be able to figure out and do? And absolutely, it's very simple to get all the basics in place and then get everything set for your final presentation.
Right.
Also, I love putting together IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a giant nerd quest for me. So yeah, so you put all the items into the base, and then that base will have spacers to keep everything at the correct and optimized depth, so everything looks pretty.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a really simple process with good instructions in here, beautiful artwork, and really well set up concepts. So yeah, it's I think it's going to be really great for people who are fans of the Jungle Cruise and who want an affordable piece of really nice art.
Right. Thank you.
I could definitely see some bookshelves with some multiple multiplanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard couple of words to say.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about your artwork, things you have coming up now, specifics on the pricing and details of this piece?
No, I mean, I plan, like I said earlier, as far as the Disney-inspired piece is going, I want to do all the major attractions, but I'm thinking like every other one of my new releases will be Disney-inspired, and then every other one will not be.
Sure.
So it's just kind of a mixture.
Well, and the great thing about LA is that there's so many, living in this town, there's a lot of, really strong architectural things you could play with. You said Griffith Park, but I mean, I could imagine some other. So what's your release time on this one right now? Because we're going to put all the information, ordering details. Are they going to be shipping fairly soon for people who have interest in them?
Yes, they start shipping for so this is an early release to subscribers, which I released today, and they ship this coming Monday. Okay. And then also on Monday, it's going to go on sale for the general public.
Okay.
So,
and we'll have it up right around that time to get people, subscribing and get there on the email side. Guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at this. We're really enthusiastic about supporting, Jungle Cruise items, but also just people who have interesting artistic visions, people who have some connections. I know you've got some friends among the skipper community and people at Disney who put us in touch originally, so I'm appreciative of that. But I think a lot of the people who are fans of the Jungle Cruise will immediately see that this is a really interesting and excellent expression of the things that we care about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the new stuff coming down. I mean, I'm very picky about, I've only endorsed a few items over the 8 years that we've been doing the podcast. And I was, as they say, I'm not just an admirer, I'm also a customer. Right. And so I wanted to make sure that we were putting your stuff out there because it's beautiful, and I think people are really going to appreciate it. So the information, WUNDERSMACK, WUNDERSMACK.com. And of course, you're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Wonder, WUNDERSMACK. It's kind of like the Jungle Cruise, CREWS.
That's right.
Yeah, or it's, you drop all the vowels out of everything, and you can do it into WDR. No, it doesn't work out.
Before we go, I did want to add one thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am so bummed I didn't get to ride your boat.
Oh.
I tried. I looked so many times.
The timing of it just didn't work out?
You were never there.
Well, that was actually, that's how I tried to make it. I would show up and get paid and not actually work. Nice. No, and I know we missed a couple connections on it, but I'll make it. I'll link you the video from my last trips, and we'll link our audience to your fantastic products that are, bringing really interesting parts of the jungle and the Disney-inspired experience out to people, and we'll get some people with some cool art in their places. So
yeah, thank
cool.
you.
Jacob, thanks so much. Yeah, and for our Jungle Cruise fans out here, now this is kind of a interim video and audio thing. We are ramping back up for our 7th season. We've got three or four more interviews that are set up. It is kind of going to be touch and go because unfortunately skippers, as we've said in the past, tend to be very flaky, very hard to get their hands on, but we do have a lot of people that we're lining up to get on the show over the next year. So thanks for sticking with us. We had an amazing response from our very first new episode. So glad to have you on the show, Jacob. And guys, thanks everyone. Have a great time out there in internet land. Go to WUNDERSMACK, WUNDERSMACK.com. Pick up one of these beautiful pieces of art, and we'll see you out there in internet land. Congo Cruise, everyone.